Hey guys, well today we're going to be talking about North Bend Park, which is our very first federal park, and we really liked it.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're all like this, but we'll give you the lowdown on this one. This is basically a last minute reservation that we booked because we were really itching to get out and do something, but we wanted a really nice location. So we found this really nice site on the water. So we basically had a view of the lake.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it, guys, is that this particular park apparently is kind of hard to get in there. So to get in there, get a reservation, and to have a water view from your site was like, we were super lucky.
Yeah, we were actually, there's a hurricane that was supposedly blowing through there.
Okay.
And there were probably some last minute cancellations.
Yeah, because they were calling for rain that whole weekend.
Yeah. So I think we really got lucky, and we just, we took the risk. We figured that Mother Nature would throw us a bone, and their gamble paid off.
Yeah, for sure.
So this park ranges from around $20 to $52. I believe we paid $26
yeah, it was
to get into it.
26.
Yeah, and we stayed 2 nights, didn't we?
Yes.
And you get water and electric hookups, and that's either for 30 or 50 yen.
When you actually go to book online, they do have pictures of the sites that are available, so you can kind of comb through and see whatever site you might want to stay at, which is pretty convenient. I know all places don't offer that online, so it's always nice when you can kind of peep out your site before you actually get there. So one of the things to keep in mind about this particular park, I don't know if it's because it's a federal park or what, but they do not allow alcohol in the park. So obviously if you're camping and you're in your RV or something like that, I don't know if they enforce it. We didn't see anybody going to sites telling people not to drink, and I did see people with their koozies and stuff like that. I don't know. There were park rangers though going through, I would say, like every hour.
Yeah, but they weren't walking through people's campsites.
Yeah.
So if you're discreet about it, stay in your RV.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. So the drive-in was very uneventful. Went straight from a major interstate to a regular highway, a 4-lane highway. Okay. So it was very easy to get to. We had GPS the whole time, did we?
Yeah, we did. The GPS worked the entire time.
Yes. And throughout the park as well.
Yes, we had
4G.
Kids were happy about that.
Yeah.
And they even picked up like 40 channels, and mother-in-law was there, and she was able to watch Telemundo. So, I mean, we were like, what?
So on the way in, you want to keep in mind, pick up some firewood or whatever it is that you need, because there is no camp store in North Bend. So on your way in, you will see a few vendors selling firewood. How much was the firewood? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but it was cheap.
I think it was like $6 for,
yeah,
I don't know, the average amount of pieces. We didn't stop because we already had firewood in the truck. You want to be prepared with that because you are going to want to burn a fire. They have really nice fire rings. So just keep that in mind if you don't have firewood on your way into this park.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what Henry just said, if you are like in need of any sort of camping supplies, food, I can't remember exactly what the name of it is called, but we'll put that link down there. They pretty much had everything. It was like literally a little mini Walmart and a gas station, down to like the beach equipment. You could get all of that kind of stuff there, plus gas. Again, like Henry said, there is no store at the North Bend Park, so you're gonna have to get everything from there if you need to run out at the last minute.
Yeah, and be prepared to cook. There is a pizza place that we didn't get to try right across from that gas station.
Yeah, so as you pull into the park, you are going to have to pull to the right if you have a camper. The camper check-in station is on the right, so if you pull in, I think the regular people, the non-campers, check in to the left. You're going to check into the right.
This is a pretty large park. There are about 4 loops, and they all have a very similar layout. They have sites on the water, they have sites within the trees, they have tent sites, they have sites with water and electric, they have sites with no water and electric if you want to rough it. They have group sites as well. So they're all pretty much blended in there. Our particular site, you'll see that it was right on the water. There was a few trees blocking our view, but you can see through the trees for the most part.
Amazing sunsets.
And that day, luckily, we did not get hurricane winds, but we did get some nice breezes.
Oh my gosh.
So we probably had a few effects from that storm that was brewing around there. It was very pleasant. We had Nice flat terrain. When I was backing in, I had to do a little bit of maneuvering, but it wasn't anything too bad.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like on an angle.
Right, it wasn't a 90 degree. It was more like a 45 degree turn. But other than that, it was pretty easy to back into. Nice wide space. It had a picnic table. It had a fire ring. And it had this concrete table, which was pretty cool. So we didn't even have to set up our little portable table that we usually have.
Right. I will say, though, the bugs. For the most part, there weren't a lot of like mosquitoes and things like that, but there were a ton of fire ants at this particular site.
You might want to bring your pesticides and spray around your camper or something.
I would say bring your essential oils for sure. Put them on your feet and stuff like that, because even though we had off and things like that, I don't think the insects even cared about the off. I feel like essential oils work a lot better sometimes. But anyway.
Be prepared.
Yeah, just be prepared for the ants.
Another way you can combat the bugs is to have a fan blowing. Remember when we set up the fan up outside? What kind of fan? What do they call?
I don't know, just like the fans that you used to talk to as a kid. Ah, yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, if you have a fan, preferably one that's maybe a box fan because it has big blades, and set it up near your sitting area, it will basically blow all the mosquitoes and everything out of your vicinity.
When you were a kid, you didn't like talking to those box fans in the window? Ah, yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get a little sore throat, but when you do that, yeah, I've done that.
It used to be so much fun.
Showing your age.
True that.
Well, maybe not. All kids probably do that. Everybody doesn't have central air.
I feel like today's kids couldn't handle not having central air. Well, our kids didn't. Anyway.
What you gonna do?
So one thing that I noticed in particular about this park is that all of the facilities look very well kept. The bathhouses, they even had like little tiny restroom facilities like close to the boat dock and off of the bike trails and things like that. And they all look fairly new. I did take a peek into one of the bathhouses that was in our particular loop, and it was fairly clean. So if that's something that you're going to be utilizing, I don't think you'll be upset at the facilities at North Bend. You will be pleased.
So there's plenty to do at this park, guys, especially if you like biking, because they have a really nice paved trail that goes throughout the whole park. That was really fun.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about dealing with gravel and dirt and grass. It's all nice, neat, clean trail.
Yeah.
They had plenty of beach areas that were basically sectioned off for swimming, and they even tell you how deep the water is in that particular region. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and just to be clear, that was not available at each site. That was like in the community beach area, like within the loop. If your site is located on the water, they didn't really tell you how deep the water is, so that's something that you just need to be careful, I guess, with, you know, if you have little kids. So when we were there, like Henry said, it was kind of windy, so there were waves, and there was a ton of people boating. So there was a lot of waves created from the wakes and whatnot.
It felt like an ocean.
It really did feel like an ocean. And Kerr Lake is freaking huge. I had no idea it was that big. So it was just kind of fun to get out there. It was a little rocky. It wasn't horrible, though.
But I think the storm winds has something to do with that.
Yeah.
It's probably not the normal vibe over there.
Right. So in addition to that, there were plenty more things to do. There was a fishing pier, multiple areas for you to get your boat in the water. There was an amphitheater. Apparently, when COVID wasn't going on, they would have entertainment available there. Also, if you're not a camper and you still want to check out North Bend, you should definitely do it, because you can pay to come in for the day, and they have a public beach access area for you as well, with bathroom facilities, playgrounds. There's shelters that you can rent out. And did you mention the disc golf?
No.
We didn't know that they had a disc golf. What was it? A 9
hole?
9-hole disc golf course. Lots of different activities for you to take part in.
On the way out, we went to a really nice high-end dump station. Way better than the state parks, guys. I don't know if all federal parks are like this, but this one in particular had a really nice one. All the pumps worked, and the levers, and
it just looked really nice and
clean. And it was clean. They even had fresh water. I don't know how much I would trust that fresh water. I would clean everything before using some of that. The dump station was pretty much top notch, and we were able to basically clean and flush and take our time, because they had 3 different areas So you don't have a line waiting on you for that one section. That was really cool. But we did have one incident. Do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah. So here we are. It was Henry doing his dumping thing, and Joanna and I were kind of outside with him, just kind of talking or whatever. We were there to support him, you know? You need support when you're dumping.
They don't want to go near
raw sewage.
They don't want to go near the hose, though.
So, no, we're just there for support. So, at any rate, no smell whatsoever out there, right?
That stuff is pure.
Yeah, I mean, hello. So, anyway, this fifth wheel, like, pulls up next to us, and it looks really, like, raunchy.
It's like an older fifth wheel.
Yeah, but it wasn't that it was old. It just looked dirty. Like,
it didn't look well cared for.
Just think like Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation. You know, just kind of like, ooh, you know, that kind of look to it.
Gave you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it just looked dirty, you know? So anyway, we're standing out there. He's dumping on the other side of our RV, so we could not see him, what he was doing, what was going on. All I know is that within 5 minutes of him pulling up, we literally thought we were gonna pass out. It was
funky,
okay?
Like, not funky, it was funky.
It was funky, okay? It was so bad that my son literally looked like he was gonna throw up.
He ran back to the truck.
He ran back to the to the truck. And Henry and I were like, oh my God, like, we gotta wrap this up, because we were done. For the most part, we were just flushing the tank. Like, sometimes we like to flush our tanks a couple, like,
they must have had some really old stuff in there.
Yeah, listen, so we didn't know what was going on. I'm like, ours didn't smell that bad. Like, why is it so bad? So we are literally like going in fast motion, trying to like wrap it up so we can like not suffocate. Okay, so we get back to the truck, and the kids are going bananas.
And my mom.
Yeah, they were going bananas. Did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see? And we're like, what? And they basically said that this guy literally just dumped all of his sewage like on the ground and just like let it all run everywhere. And then he just took a garden hose and just...
Yeah, he didn't use a sewer hose, a dumping hose. He just basically opened the valve and let it out on the ground. That's the no-no, guys. For any of you out there watching this that are newbies, don't do that. Okay?
But the thing is, he didn't
disgusting.
It was so nasty. And the thing is, he didn't even look like a newbie. He looked like he had been at it.
No, he was an older guy. He looked like he was in the 60s, 70s.
You could just tell he had been doing this for a while. And he had like no cares in the world, smoking a pipe while he was doing it. Like, didn't even apologize. No shirt, just looking all dirty.
Yeah, he was rough around the edges. Yeah, he basically just released it into the ground directly from his fifth wheel. So that's a no-no, guys. Don't do that. And I don't know, he probably shouldn't have been doing that, and probably could have got in trouble for it.
Oh, heck yeah.
So just don't do that. That's just not even cool.
Yeah, it's disgusting, number one.
Remember, other people got to step in those areas. You got to walk through there to set up your stuff, right? Your dumping hose and all that, you got to walk through there to set that up.
Yeah.
So think of others when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, be like clean and sanitary. Like, don't put your like dumpy gloves on a clean water spigot. You know, just be aware of what you're doing and mindful of others, because it's camping etiquette. I hope that you guys will have the opportunity to visit North Bend in the state of Virginia.
We will be going back.
Yeah, definitely going back. I hope you found this video super duper helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, please, to increase our viewership. That would be super duper awesome. And subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah. And on that note,
we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.